guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So here yet again for another finishing off projects video, and we're just finishing off literally some junk journal ephemera here. We've got some pockets and tags and what have you here left to finish. We really are on the home stretch now. There aren't a great deal more to do, as you can see, so I feel quite excited that we're kind of, getting to the end of the pile. So we're just going to get cracking straight away. So here I've got one of those kind of like triple pockets with the book page in between. I'm just going to raise my camera slightly. Hopefully that's a bit better. It's horrible weather today, so I apologise if it's really dark. I've got my lamp on obviously, but it's really raining and horrible, so it's, yeah, not really great, and the vision, the lighting's probably not brilliant. It's not brilliant actually, in the flesh, in the room. So hopefully it's good enough. So this particular pocket, as you can probably see, I've partially decorated it up, previously, i.e. when the pocket was made, not sort of recently. So it's just got some bits and pieces stuck on there. So I just want to finish it off, I think, by just adding some lace and things like that, I think. So I'm thinking this lovely delicate lace would look really nice on here. I'm just going to cut a sort of biggish chunk. I don't know where I want to have the lace, but I'm wondering whether I could have almost like a curtain sort of going across the top. I don't know whether... Excuse me, I've got the same frog in my throat that I obviously had yesterday on the video. And I'm not filming this on the same day. So, yeah, it's obviously discontinued from yesterday. Okay. Again, just take that header off so it's, So I'm wondering whether I could have like a sort of, yeah, like a curtain here, like a tip-in. But just, quite tiny at the top, so it's not sort of too intrusive over the entire pocket. So I'm just going to glue that down. I think that looks quite pretty, and it's a little bit different to, what I would normally perhaps do. So it's always nice to do something a bit different, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue down here. And I want it right the way across. Like that. Oops. And just then stick that down like that, and then obviously I'm just going to trim around it. I mean, I just personally find it easier to, stick things down and then trim around rather than try and cut them to size and then find that I've either cut them too small or, they're not going to fit quite right. For me, I just think it's actually easier to cut them when they're actually glued on and in place. So, I mean, that looks really, really pretty, I think. And then just going to put some bling on there as well. So we'll just take some bling. Now, do we want that over there? It's quite nice, isn't it? Oh, I'm so excited to, completely finish this pile, because I've got a few, different ideas that I'm wanting to do. And because I was really determined to not start any other projects until this pile had gone, I'm really excited because finally I'm going to be able to start the other projects. Now, personally, I mean, I don't mind this either of those sides. I think it's, perfectly nice either side. Probably it's going to work best on this side, just in case it interferes with those pockets. I don't think it would, but just in case. So I'm just going to use my hot glue for that. Okay. I'll just pop that down there. Yes, so I've been really, really strict with myself and not allowing myself to start anything else until these things are done. So I'm going to feel good when I can actually then, get on and do some other things. Just wondering whether this needs anything else. I mean, it could possibly have something like a word. So again, let me just put in my words here. Oops. Other things that are floating around in that tub of words. Oh, no. It's because I've got everywhere so full. It's all spilling in from the other sections. So, right, exciting. Notes, we could have notes. Exciting doesn't seem quite right. Oh, beauty. I just always like the word beauty, to be honest. It seems to just go with so many different things, doesn't it? It can go with sort of nature and, you know, these lovely vintage ladies. It just, you know, seems to go the best with most things, I think. So just tear these down. And then I'm just going to ink this up a little bit. Oops. Did you see what I nearly did then? Oh, Victorian velvet. Yep, nearly inked it up in the red. What on earth? I only just literally noticed at the last minute. So was nearly a disaster, wasn't it? And I'm just thinking we could perhaps have that on a bit of lace or something as well. So let me just move these out the way, put them back in the container, and just bring that little bit of lace that we cut off. Oops. We can just pop that on there. So I'll just trim that down, you know, hopefully to a better sort of shape and size. So yeah, it's really chilly today. I mean, obviously I'm filming ahead, and this is probably the day that the weather has broken properly, you know, here where I am anyway. And it's the first day that's really been quite chilly. So I've got long sleeves on and feeling quite chilly even with my long sleeves. So probably could even do with a cardigan as well as my long sleeves. So, but I mean, you know, can't complain because we've had the most amazing run of lovely weather. I'm going to have it that side, I think. You know, to be honest, it's been just amazing weather, really. You know, right back since March, we've had pretty much nice weather all the time. So, yeah, can't really complain too much. So that pocket, I think, just looks gorgeous. And I really like this, you know, what effectively, I suppose, is a tip-in up there. I just think looks really, really nice. So I'm going to put that on the floor behind me. Okay, the next one. So again, this is another one of those napkins that's been decoupaged onto tracing paper. I said in the last one, I mean, I love the tracing paper with the decoupage napkins. You know, it just seems to produce a really nice texture. So I'm just going to ink this up. I mean, I did this so long ago, these ones, I couldn't even tell you when. But yeah, really, really long time ago. And again, they've just been obviously sat in my stash for the longest time. So we'll just ink all over those. Oops. Yeah, I'm hoping that I'm going to manage to either film ahead, you know, if I'm going to do a couple of these videos, either film 2 today, or perhaps I'll get through enough and then I'll do the rest in slow time, that I'm going to be able to start on my new project that I've got in mind, because I'm so excited to do it, honestly. I literally can't wait. Well, I mean, I'm saying all that. I haven't tried it. It literally is, it's a bit of an off-the-wall idea, and to be fair, until I try it, it might not actually work at all. So it may be that actually this project's going to come to nothing that I've got in my mind, but I have got a semi plan. I don't know how it's going to work, so yeah, we'll see. I might kind of think, oh no, it's not working. Wish I was still finishing up projects. But I mean, hopefully it's going to be okay, and I will share the process with you, so we'll see whether it pans out or not. So again, I'm just wondering whether to have like a little bit of lace down the spine, although I think that's quite, you know, that was quite swamping that. I've got obviously the rest of that lace that I just cut off when we made that sort of tip in, which, you know, it's obviously now quite an irregular piece of lace. Do you know, I think probably this piece just needs a little bit of lace under that word, and that's probably it, because actually it's quite a delicate, you know, obviously it's got just that little girl on there and it's quite a delicate image. So I don't think it really can take too much else on there. I mean, she's kind of stealing the show, isn't she? Because she's so gorgeous anyway. So I think just something very small and very kind of discreet just in the corner there is actually probably all that that sort of needs. So I won't hot glue this one down. I'm just going to Fabri-Tac it down. Only because I don't know whether the hot glue through the tracing paper may, you know, show quite a bit through the other side. So, you know, rather than do that, I will just use this. So I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope the weather's a little bit more cheery where you are. Honestly, it's so dark today. As soon as I got up this morning, the whole house was very dark, and that's the first morning in ages that, well, you know, probably since the winter, that it's actually been dark like that. So, yeah, probably won't be long before we're then looking at sort of wintry weather. I'm just wondering whether I just want to have like 3 Diamantes there. I mean, to be honest, I don't really think it needs it. I think it actually looks better plain. So again, a bit like these ones that we did in the last video, I'm going to just put some pages in here to make this a little booklet. So again, I haven't got any paper, you know, on my desk at the moment. So I'm just going to keep these in a pile and I will put the pages in slow time. Okay, so here we've got, this is a pocket which I experimented around with, and I haven't done a tutorial because I'm not quite convinced whether I'm, you know, thinking it's a good pocket or not. I mean, I guess it's okay, but this is very, very slim, which, you know, I don't know how useful that is. Anyway, I'm just going to now, again, just decorate this up. I might have actually inked this already, actually. Or perhaps I use coffee dyed paper, I don't know. Looks quite grungy-ish to me. And then what should we put on here? Just wondering whether we could have one of our vintage ads, actually. So I've got that page from the vintage ads book. Perhaps I'll cut this piece out. I don't know whether this is going to look good or not, but let's give it a try. Don't know unless you try, do you? I'll just trim this down here. Like that. This is an ad for plasters. So I assume that's what that is on that person's back. It looks like a child's back. I don't know, but very strange anyway. But that's quite nice on there, isn't it? Now, I'm just wondering whether I want to have it a bit smaller. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut the bottom off of that advert, I think. Because actually it was then just making it a little bit too ginormous on that page, I think. So, you know, just chopping it down a bit just makes it a little bit better on there. I mean, we could maybe have something up there to tie it in, or maybe poke that in there. Then that just ties the 2 pieces together, plus we've used the whole of that advert now. We're not wasting any of it, which is always quite good to do, isn't it? Now, do we want anything else poking out? Do we want some doily or anything? No. So I'm just going to stick that one down there. Yeah, I'm really chilly. And this is really strange because, as I say, it's the first day that the weather's kind of broke. So it feels really odd, feeling chilly again. Won't be long before, you know, feeling warm will be a dim and distant memory, I'm sure. But yeah, at the moment, it's kind of very strange to actually feel cold. Because we've been so, you know, blessed with this boiling weather for so many weeks that actually feeling quite chilly is a little bit strange now. Okay, and that one on there, and then put this one up here. Like that. Okay. Oops. Come on, go in there. That's it. just there like that. And then of course we're going to want some lace. We maybe want something else. So I'm just having a look around the desk, seeing what's here. Weirdly, I've just got this little bit of black lace. I doubt I'm going to go for black, but the black was just kind of like shouting out to me. I was going for ivory, and yeah, I just then suddenly, there was just literally some black lace to the corner, and I thought, oh, never would have thought to use black, but actually that maybe is the right thing to use. That looks really nice there, doesn't it? I mean, I do love using the black lace, as you know, and it always just gives such a striking, dramatic effect. I know, just, you know, like a scratch record, because I'm always saying that, but honestly, it really does. So, yeah, any excuse to use the black is always welcome. So let's just bring this in. Again, I'm just chopping the header off of there. Right, let me, again, I'm going to chop this kind of, you know, it's not curvy, what's the word? Scalloped edge. Cut that off. Just see whether, I don't know, do we want 2 bits? It was quite nice with 2 bits, I think, actually. Oh, it's such a big decision, isn't it? Let me just try that so that I can just roughly see how that would look. That might be kind of overkill. I like it like that, I think. So again, I'm just going to use the Fabri-Tac here. I always like to have black lace in my supply of laces because, I mean, actually, I'm kind of thinking maybe I even use black lace more than I use ivory. I'm not sure. I definitely would say I use it quite a lot. I just absolutely love it. You know, it just does give that really striking appearance that just nothing else really seems to give. Okay, so I've just trimmed that down there, and I'm just going to now chop this off here at the side, and that there at that side. And then obviously I have this titchy little piece here. Just going to see, I mean, yeah, this maybe is a little step too far, having lace there as well. Let me just see. I mean, to be honest, I actually think it looks fine with or without the lace there. Probably is better without it, because maybe it's just like that, you know, little bit too much. Yeah, so I probably leave it without, I think. Of course, going to have a bit of bling. Now, where do we want that? Oh my gosh. Where's that gone now? Too much black stuff on here. Look, it's hidden now on my black mat or the black lace. Oh, it's pinged. No, that wasn't the same piece. I don't know where that piece went. Oh, there it is. Look, just got completely hidden in that black sort of glass mat. So I'm just going to have that lace, that bling there, I think. I mean, to be honest, it looks nice everywhere you put it. But yeah, I think I'm going to have it here. And I'm going to keep it the full length of the bling. Okay. Just get any of those hot glue threads off. Like that. And might just have a number or something up there just to, you know, give it something else up there, I think. So again, let's just see what numbers I've got. Oh, that's quite a nice one. I didn't really want to go for a black one because, you know, I didn't think that the black numbers would actually go, but this colour just is perfect, I think. It's just a browny green type colour. I mean, it probably is just defined as brown, but there's something about it that looks slightly green to me. But yeah, it just kind of goes nicely on there. So I'm just going to pop that down. Yeah, I did these pockets a really long time ago, and actually maybe I should revisit them because, you know, actually maybe they're quite nice after all. So I can't really remember how I made them now, but I shall have to have a look and see if I can kind of work it back out and then try and make some. But yeah, so I really like how that looks. Let me put that on the floor behind me. Okie dokie. Right, this is one of those little slot pockets that we made during a mass make. We didn't make this one in a mass make, but you know, we have made them in a mass make. So I'm going to, I think I'm just rummaging through my little box of favourite stamps, and I'm just thinking maybe have a little bit of the stamping here. So this is my indigo blue flourish, the dinky size. So yeah, I'm just going to have a little bit kind of stamped on here, and then I think here. Do I want it at the other end? Oh, I don't know now. I wonder if I could have it here on the... That might just look a bit too much. Right. Okay. So then I'm going to just ink all of this up. That just will tie it in a bit better. Like that. Okie dokie. Right, so that looks quite nice. So I'm going to, I think, put some sort of number or something there because, again, it just, you know, to me, it feels like it just needs something to sort of bring the two ends together, I think. So that's quite nice. Do we want anything else? No. Nope. Right, so I'm just going to, again, ink that up. Just have that there. Do I want to have any book page around that or something? Because obviously it's got that book page already on here, so it could possibly have some to tie the two ends in together. Or I've got this side with a stamp. Right, let me just tear that around. That's quite nice, isn't it? So just get rid of that really pointy type bit, and I'm just going to just ink this a little bit, just a tiny bit, and just make sure that I've inked that end as well. Okay, right, I'm going to actually bin this because clearly that's just minuscule. I should not be holding that at all, even though you could tell I was tempted. Yep. Only journal makers would even consider hoarding and hanging on to something like that, wouldn't they? Yeah. Okay. So I put that, actually just move that up slightly. There we go, so that looks quite nice. And then, again, weirdly, that black lace is still pointing. Not pointing at me, looking at me, wasn't pointing at me. So again, I wasn't planning on using the black lace, but something was kind of drawing me to it, and yeah, I'm now thinking actually I think the black lace is really nice on here. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the black lace again. So again, I'm just going to use the Fabri-Tac here. That lace was quite wide, so, well, you know, I'm going to put it over quite a bit, so Wasn't that it's quite wide, but I'm sticking it on, you know, quite a way in. Like that. And again, just trim that down from the back. Like that. And just trim it down a bit at the side. It doesn't have to be flush. It can just, you know, overhang a little bit. You know, because sometimes that looks quite nice, or, you know, up to you really. I think actually I'm going to cut this right off, but sometimes I like it overhanging. Just sort of depends on the piece, I think, but there, like that. Right, let's get these little bits off. I'll probably hang on to that little bit of lace there because we might be able to use it for something else. And again, just probably finish this off with some sort of bling. Possibly not the entire piece. Let's just try maybe that one. Yeah, that looks really good, doesn't it? So okie dokie. There we go. So that's another piece done, and obviously, you know, this is one of those slot pockets, so you've got your pocket in there, and I love how that looks. I mean, it's quite plain, but, you know, really, really pretty. And don't forget, obviously, once you've got your tag in there, I mean, actually that's too wide. I thought perhaps that would fit, but no, it's too wide. You know, then obviously it's going to bring that out and be, you know, more decorated anyway. Okay, so here we've got one of those like sort of booklet-y pieces, so let's do that. I've pulled that in really because obviously that's a bit different to some of the other pieces that we've been doing during this finishing off project that we've been doing, that feels like it's been going on for ages now. I'm sure it's probably not as long as I think, but I feel like it's been going on a while. But hey, I'm not going to know myself once all this is actually done, and my unfinished projects are like really not overloading and swamping the entire top of my chest of drawers. I won't know myself. So yeah, it will all be, you know, a job well done, hopefully. So just ink all around there. Now this has been coffee dyed, so it's quite you know, not grungy exactly, but it's coloured, you know. So I don't want to use anything necessarily that's not been coffee dyed, I think. Well, sweeping statement there, and famous last words, because here I am straight away pulling in something that's not been coffee dyed, and now looking like I'm going to use that. So yeah, just ignore what I just said. Clearly I just, you know, can't be relied on at all. Change my mind literally with the wind, obviously. So I've got those flowers. So I mean, this is obviously keeping it a lot paler, or let's just quickly fussy cut this one out. So these are the flowers from my English Country Garden fussy cut flowers. I'm just thinking, if we cut these out, then obviously these are a lot more vibrant. Again, I may think these don't really go because they, you know, they maybe would look better with this if it had been coffee dyed, if, you know, this flower had been coffee dyed. Whereas these, although they're just on white card, they've got a more ivory kind of colour to them in the first place. So yeah, we'll see. It's all just trial and error. And that's, you know, what it's really all about, isn't it? Is just, you know, play around with things until you find something that you think, oh, that's just nice. Did anybody else catch a lovely video by, I think her name is Marta, on Marime's Small Art? I've watched her channel for a long time, but I still don't know really how to pronounce her her name. I'm afraid my pronunciation is generally dreadful. So yeah, I mean, obviously I doubt very much that she will ever see this video, but I do apologise if anybody knows her and knows how it's supposed to be pronounced and I'm pronouncing it completely wrong. But did anyone see her video recently where she made a canvas using like the underside of the canvas? It was so clever, and I just thought, sorry, I'm now hunting around for my blending tool. I don't know whether it's, oh look, it made its way into my drawer. yeah, with the underside of the canvas. So the frame was kind of like a shadow box, you know. It was so clever, and I just thought, wow, and never in a million years would have ever thought to use a canvas that way up. It just was amazing. I mean, she is mega talented, obviously, and super clever. Her work's just unbelievably beautiful. But that in particular, I just thought, what an ingenious idea, you know, because never in a million years would I have ever dreamt to have used it that way. I mean, not that that means a lot, because obviously she's a mixed media artist and, you know, is very creative. She does amazing things, but, and she tends to do art journals really, you know, rather than sort of junk journals. But yeah, if you kind of like doing things like canvases or mixed media and things like that, and you haven't checked her out, I mean, as I say, I'm sure you probably have because she's very popular. But yeah, check her out. And in particular, that video. Now, I would say that I will try and link it below. I have to say I will probably forget because, you know, I know I've talked about this before, but honestly, I do my filming, then I'm generally pulled off to do something else as soon as I finish filming. So my phone just goes on to charge, and then, you know, it's kind of 8 hours later that I come to edit my video and upload it. And of course, the next day, you know, I'm no longer going to remember what it is that I talked about. But if you would like the link, please let me know, because it was just so brilliant. You know, such a clever thing that she did. And I'm just wondering whether I can incorporate those two flowers. I think they look quite nice there. I'm not very good at mixing up flower types, I have to say. Well, maybe that looks nicer. You know, I don't know quite why, but for some reason, I'm a bit of a, I guess it goes along with the matchy thing. If I use one flower, I generally then, you know, just use that particular flower. Not always that great at sort of mixing different flower varieties up, which, I mean, that's ironic because, or, you know, not necessarily ironic, maybe that's not the right word, but, you know, I don't know why I'm obsessed with that, because I mean, obviously in a garden, flowers are beautiful and wide-ranging varieties, aren't they? And they're all mixed up in the garden. So I don't know quite why I feel I can't mix them, but I think it is all to do with the matchy thing. But yeah, so that looks quite nice, and that was quite brave for me to mix the two different flower types. So this one I will definitely just have a bit of ivory lace. Definitely I don't want black on here, although let's just pull it in and see. Oh, it does look nicer than I expected, actually. I'm not saying I'm going to go with black, but strangely it did look a lot better than I thought, because when I said it, I thought, well, of course I wouldn't be using black, but actually it didn't look as bad as I imagined. So, oh, that's so beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, although the black is very striking, so if I just pull in my black there, now I'm a bit torn, because actually the black is very striking. I mean, this obviously gives a much more delicate appearance. Oh, it's a tough decision now. Now, do I put it? No, I don't want to do the obvious thing by putting it down there. So let's have it this side. I am just going to have to just cut the header piece from this lace so that I can get this to lay down flat and just try this out, because yeah, now I've held the black against there. Of course I am now slightly tempted to use the black, even though I said, of course I'm not going to use the black. But I think that's the thing, isn't it? You know, sometimes it's the things you least expect that actually may just suddenly look awesome. Let's have a look. Oh, I don't know. I do love the black. I do. I think it's really nice. Let me see what the black would look like inside. Oh, it looks good inside, actually, doesn't it? Because I thought maybe it wouldn't look very good inside. I mean, of course, this is more the safe option, isn't it? to use the ivory, but then why do we want to be safe? Maybe safe isn't always very fun. Maybe we should mix it up and not be safe. Oh, let's not be safe. Let's go for the black. Honestly, I mean, literally must have been like 30 seconds ago, or, you know, 3 minutes ago or something, no more than 3 minutes ago, that I said, of course I'm not going to use the black on this. And here I am. What am I doing? I'm sticking the black down. But the black did look really nice, didn't it? You know, surprisingly so, because I did not expect it to look good. But as soon as I did put it there, I thought, oh, looks awesome. Looks awesome. Right. Oh, this is very irritating. Keep on turning this lace upside down and up the other way, trying to get it the right way up. Oh gosh, my Fabri-Tac will be completely dry by the time I get this stuck on. There we go. And do I just want to go right over like that? Or just a little bit? No, perhaps I won't go right over. So let's just chop this down. Like that. And just chop it here. Okay. Now, do I want to go over? Do I or don't I? And that does look nice, doesn't it? Let's just pull in again some more of those flowers. That's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, actually, when you take that away, obviously, things are just completely lost on there. So let's just do that. Okay. Yeah, I genuinely did not think I was going to be going for the black lace on this at all. At all, at all. Okay, and I'm just going to ink that flower up. Now, do I want something else here? Maybe like a number or dictionary or something like that. Got one of my book plates. Not book plates, sorry, the number tabs. Let me just ink that up because it's quite bright in comparison. So that's quite nice, isn't it? Perhaps I should have the number there. What's it called? Flower. The flower, that's the word. The flower there. And I'm just seeing what other numbers I've got here beside me. I've got a number 7. Let's just ink that up. Yeah, perhaps I'll have that. So pop this one down. Oh, I don't know whether you can hear that wind, but it's very, very windy outside. Still raining, absolutely chucking it down, and very windy as well. Right, I'm going to just stick this, I think, with the hot. Let me get those threads off before I have those literally hanging out of the piece. Just going to have that there. And then we'll just glue this flower on as well, like that. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And then over here, probably don't want to go so overboard with the black because, of course, you know, I've got a lot of black down that front bit. So maybe here, maybe we'll just... Oh, that might be quite a nice one. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have that. So again, just going to, I think, let's Fabri-Tac that bit of lace down a little bit. Oh, I can't see a thing because of my lamp kind of glaring on the paper, so I literally can't see whether that glue is coming out or not coming out. It felt like it wasn't really coming out, but yeah, it has come out because I could feel it very wet there on my hand. Oops. Wow, nearly stuck 2 of those down, so just then glue this piece down here, like that. Okay, do we need any other flower there? Let's just check. I don't know whether I've got any of those same flowers, and because I'm a little bit, you know, pathetic with my matchy, I don't really want to have a different one. No, oh, oops, hold on. What's this? Buried at the bottom. That's a bit too many flowers, I think, like that. So we'll go back to the front, and perhaps we'll just have a flower somewhere else on the front of this. So again, just ink that up everywhere. Could have that one there. Or we could have it up there. That's quite nice. Let's just put it up there. And again, I'm just going to hot glue that down. And the hot glue then just goes through the lace as well. So it kind of acts like a bit of an extra reinforcer for the lace as well. So that looks nice, doesn't it? And then do we want any bling on this one? Okay, so maybe just stop there. So I've got one here actually that's already in a 3. Yeah, just a teeny bit up there and that way round. So there we go. Okay. There we go. That's another one done. Right, let me stand up in a second and actually check what the time is, because I can't really see on the camera, you know, the phone, to see what the time actually is. Oops, I think we're at 42 minutes. Not too bad. So let me just see what other pieces I have here, because, you know, it's more fun to do, I guess, a couple of different types of pieces. So I've got this one here. This is one of those, you know, pockets like that. So let's just do this one, and then, you know, we've done a few different types of pieces. So I'm just going to ink this up all over. And I think this pocket and this, I think, are from my Marvellous Men kit. And I'm just inking over that whole doily, which is obviously, you know, quite white. You know, by contrast. Well, it is quite white. Now, I've got a little ticket here, and I've got some stamped pieces. So we could have something like that. Now, oh, not that, because that's huge on there. Not that, it's very black. So just something like that down that corner, it just sort of ties it all together really, doesn't it? So we'll just glue this on. So this one is from my numbers, I think set 3. My number tabs, I think set 3. And this one is from my little die cut pieces. And then this one here is a stamped, oh my goodness, I can't speak. Stamped stamp image. I think this is a Tim Holtz stamp, like teeny stamps. So yeah, I'm just going to have those like that. Now I'm just wondering whether I'd like those on. Again, I've just got this teeny scrap now of lace, so let's just see whether it might not really add anything to these at all. It barely even shows, so I'm actually going to throw that in the bin. Yep, being very strict with myself now, throwing those in the bin. Now, no. Oh, that's quite nice on the side, isn't it? just before I do, I'm having a bit of a black lace day. So I'm just going to just try the black lace here. You see, the problem is the black lace, every time I put it on something, I just love it. And yeah, so now I just think, why would I want to go for that other one? Because actually this looks really nice. So I'm just going to staple these together like that. And then I'm just going to glue the pair of them down. I'm just going to just hot glue them down in that corner. And yeah, I'm going to have to go with that black lace again. I know, really super boring, because literally almost every piece I've done now, I've done with black lace today. It's obviously a black lace day, but I mean, seriously, it's very hard not to, because it just looks so good. Right, I'm just kind of doing that to see whether it would look good with the other piece as well. I do quite like that. So let's glue that lace down sort of quite over, and then I've got the option of doing that if I decide to. So again, just going to fabric tack that down. Again, I can't really see because of my lamp. And what I mean by that, just my lamp is producing this glare on the paper, and so it just makes it really hard to see if actually any glue is even on there. I really can't see at all. So yeah. Not great. I'll just glue that down like that. Just trim that down. And just trim that to that edge. And just this piece at the bottom. Okay, get rid of that. Now, just checking, do we want this or not? I mean, it does look nice, doesn't it? And I'm almost thinking we could have that there, you know, almost like a little bit of a sort of buckle. Let me just chop that down and see. It might look rubbish, but we'll see. Oh gosh, look, struggling to, let me try it on the edge now. I quite like that, I think. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So this one I'll just hot glue down, because this crochet lace is very thick, so it's not going to, you know, particularly show through the crochet lace. So, like that. Just trim that down here like that. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Okay, and then I'm just going to run some more hot glue down here, because it's kind of flapping, and I'm, you know, I don't really like that. I like my things really glued down rather than flapping. I mean, that's just, again, personal preference, and probably more to do with my clumsy side, because I'm always then a bit worried that I'm going to, you know, catch the lace and rip it off. Okay, so just a bit of a different sort of look there with the two laces and then the bling in the double, you know, oh gosh, sorry, in the double, what am I trying to say? The double row, you know, it just kind of adds a bit of a different look, doesn't it? Right, so my pile seriously is shrinking. I will probably leave it there for now. I literally have these few bits left to do, so I'm almost tempted to put these back into my unfinished projects box so that I can just crack on with what I'm wanting to try. But yeah, that's a little bit naughty, isn't it? Because, of course, that's why I have all these unfinished projects. But let's see what we've done today. So, I mean, these are gorgeous, and actually they now would look really good in a, you know, the same journal, wouldn't they? That one there, this one here, and this one here. So this was the only one that we didn't use black lace, which now I'm looking, this also would have looked really good with the black lace, funnily enough. So yeah, I hope that you like them. Hopefully you've got some inspiration from something there. And yeah, I hope that you'll all join me again in my next video. And stay safe, everybody. Thanks then. Bye.